You come here today seeking a secret. You are looking for the blueprint, the formula, the hidden code that separates the men who are remembered from the men who are forgotten. You have looked at the world and seen two types of people. You have seen the hollow men, the leaves in the wind, the reeds that bend to every passing trend and every whisper of public opinion. Their insides are made of dust and echoes. They are shells, beautifully decorated perhaps, but empty. And then you have seen the others, the rare ones, the ones who seem to be carved from something different, something solid. They move through the world with a weight, a gravity. They are not easily swayed. Their word is their bond. Their presence is a force. When they speak, even in a whisper, the world seems to lean in. They have an internal spine made of something harder than bone. They have what the ancients called character. And you, in your quietest, most honest moments, have felt the sickening hollowness in your own chest. You have felt your own spine bend under the weight of your weakness, under the pressure of the crowd. And a deep, primal hunger has awoken in you. A hunger to be solid, a hunger to be real, a hunger to build something inside of yourself that the world cannot break. You have come to the right place. But you must understand, what I am about to give you is not a set of gentle suggestions. It is not a list of helpful tips for a happier life. This is not about happiness. Happiness is a fleeting chemical reaction, a currency for children and fools. This is about power. The quiet, unshakable, internal power that comes from forging a soul of steel. What I will give you are the laws, not my laws. They are the laws of reality, the physics of the human spirit. They are 10 commandments carved not in stone, but into the very fabric of cause and effect. To obey them is to build yourself into a fortress. To ignore them is to remain a pile of dust waiting for the wind. These are not commandments for the faint of heart. They are a declaration of war on the weak, comfortable, hollow man you are today. They are the blueprint for the forge. If you are not ready to walk into the fire, turn back now. For the man who emerges from the other side of this process will not be the same one who walks in. You are still listening. Good. Then let the forging begin. Let the laws be known. This is the first law, the Alpha, the foundation upon which the entire temple of character is built. Before you can be true to any other person, any other cause, any other God, you must first be true to yourself. All other forms of integrity are born from this single, sacred source. Look at your life. Look at the wasteland of your broken promises. You promised yourself you would wake up early, but the warm bed made a more compelling argument and you betrayed yourself. You promised yourself you would eat clean, but the beast of your appetite whined for sugar and you betrayed yourself. You promised yourself you would do the hard work, write the book, start the business. But the siren song of distraction and comfort was too sweet, and you betrayed yourself again and again. You think these are small things, a broken diet, a missed workout, a little procrastination. You are a fool. These are not small things. Each one is an act of treason against your own sovereign self. Each broken promise is a crack in the foundation of your soul. You have told yourself through your actions 1,000 times over, my word to myself is worthless. My resolve is a joke. I cannot be trusted. And then you wonder why you lack confidence. You wonder why you feel a constant low-grade self-loathing. It is because you are living the life of a liar, and the person you are lying to most is yourself. You cannot respect a man you cannot trust, and you cannot trust a man who repeatedly breaks his word. You have become your own unreliable narrator, your own treacherous friend. This is the original sin of weakness. From this single sickness, all other forms of failure are born. The commandment is this: you must reverse this tide. You must begin the slow, arduous process of becoming a man who keeps his word to himself. This is the cornerstone of character. And you do not start with grand, heroic promises. The hollow man loves grand promises. They give him a fleeting high before the inevitable failure. You start small. You start so small that the beast within you doesn't even notice you are waging a revolution. You will make one promise. You will promise yourself, tomorrow, when the alarm goes off, I will put my feet on the floor. That is it. You do not promise to have a productive day. You do not promise to change the world. You promise only to perform that one single non-negotiable action. And when the morning comes and the beast begins its sweet, reasonable whispers, you do not argue. You do not debate. You act. You keep the promise. Your feet touch the floor. In that single small act of obedience to your own declared word, you have laid the first stone of your new foundation. It is a small stone, but it is real. It is solid. Then you make another small promise. I will drink a glass of water, and you do it. I will read one page of this book, and you do it. You build a chain of kept promises. Each promise kept is another link. At first, the chain is fragile, thin, but with every promise you keep, no matter how small, you are forging another link. You are sending a message to the deepest parts of your being. There is a new king in this land. The old regime of broken words is over. The new law is integrity. Over weeks, over months, this chain becomes thick. It becomes a cable of steel. You graduate from small promises to larger ones. I will work out 3 times this week. I will not check my phone for the first hour of the day. I will finish this project by Friday. And because you have built the foundation of self-trust, these larger promises now have weight. They are backed by the currency of your past integrity. Your word to yourself must become the most sacred, unbreakable law in your universe. It must be held in higher esteem than any promise you make to your boss, your friends, your family. For if your covenant with yourself is broken, all other covenants are built on sand. A man of character is, first and foremost, a man who does not lie to himself. He is a man whose self is his sovereign, and whose word to that sovereign is his bond. This is the beginning and the end of the law. The second law flows from the first. To keep your promises, you must learn to defy the beast, and the beast's entire kingdom is built on the worship of a single god, comfort. Therefore, your revolution must be a holy war against this false idol. Character is not built on a soft couch. It is not grown in a warm, comfortable room. It is not nurtured with easy pleasures. Character is forged, and the only place a forging can happen is in the fire. Discomfort is that fire. The modern world has declared war on discomfort. It has promised you a life free from pain, free from boredom, free from effort. Every piece of technology, every form of entertainment, every processed food is a calculated assault on your resilience. The world is trying to make you soft. It is trying to turn you into a docile, comfortable, easily controlled consumer. It wants to extinguish the fire in your belly and replace it with a warm, pleasant, sleepy glow. A man of character finds this project disgusting. He knows that a life without the sharp edges of discomfort is a life of decay. A blade that is never sharpened against a whetstone becomes dull. A muscle that is never strained against a heavy weight becomes weak. A mind that is never forced to grapple with a difficult problem becomes stupid. A soul that is never tested in the fire of adversity becomes brittle. You must understand this. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. It is the sweet, slow-acting poison that kills your ambition. It is the swamp where potential goes to die. The hollow man spends his entire life trying to build a fortress of comfort around himself, and in doing so, he builds his own prison. The commandment is this: you must stop running from discomfort. You must turn around and start walking towards it, willingly, deliberately. You must become a connoisseur of voluntary hardship. You must learn to seek out the fire, for you know that is the only place where real transformation happens. This is not a metaphor, this is a practice. It starts with the cold shower. While the beast screams in protest, you willingly subject your body to the shock of the cold. In this small act, you are teaching your nervous system a profound lesson, that you are the master and it is the servant, that your decisions are not governed by the simple pursuit of thermal pleasure. You are declaring that your will is stronger than your comfort. It continues with the workout. You push your body to the point of failure. You feel the searing burn in your muscles. The hollow man stops when it hurts. He listens to the beast's panicked screams. You, the builder of character, lean into that pain. You hunt for it, because you know that this pain is not your enemy. It is your partner in creation. This is the fire that is burning away your weakness and forging new strength in its place. It extends to your mind. You choose to read the difficult book instead of scrolling through the easy feed. You choose to tackle the hardest, most complex problem of your day first, while your mind is fresh, instead of putting it off. You seek out conversations with people who are smarter than you, who challenge your ideas, which is a form of intellectual discomfort. You must rewire your entire being. You must, through relentless practice, teach yourself to associate the feeling of discomfort, not with threat, but with growth. The feeling of the burn must become the feeling of victory. The feeling of strain must become the feeling of progress. You must learn to smile when it gets hard, to lean in when the world pushes back. A man of character is not a man who is never afraid or never feels the pull of comfort. He is a man who feels those things just as strongly as anyone else, but has trained himself through 1,000 small acts of voluntary hardship to walk into the fire anyway. He knows that on the other side of that fire is the man he wants to become. The steel is not made in the cool river, it is made in the forge. This law is the great filter. It is the gate through which the boy must pass to become a man. To fail at this law is to remain a child forever, no matter your age. The world is filled with old children, men who have mastered the art of blaming their misery on forces outside of themselves. Listen to the language of the hollow man. I can't get ahead because of the economy. My relationship failed because she was crazy. I'm out of shape because I don't have time. My life is a mess because of my upbringing, because. His life is a long, sad litany of excuses. He is a professional victim. His identity is built on the story of his own persecution. The victim has a secret psychological payoff. As long as it is someone else's fault, he doesn't have to do the terrifying, brutal work of changing himself. As long as he is a victim, he is absolved of responsibility. It is a comfortable, warm, pathetic prison. He trades his power for a story of his own innocence. A man of character finds this trade abhorrent. He understands that the moment you place the blame for your situation on anything or anyone outside of yourself, you have given away your power. You have declared yourself a helpless effect rather than a sovereign cause. You have become a puppet, and you are handing the strings to your parents, your boss, the government, the world. The commandment is this: you will take absolute, 100%, ruthless ownership of your life, all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly. Your poverty is your fault. Your loneliness is your fault. Your weakness is your fault. Your misery is your fault. Does this sound harsh? It is. But listen closely. It is also the most empowering statement in the universe. The moment you declare that your misery is your own fault, you reclaim the power to change it. If your poverty is your fault, then you are the one who can create your wealth. If your loneliness is your fault, then you are the one who can build your connections. If your weakness is your fault, then you are the one who can forge your strength. The man who blames others is a passenger in a car careening towards a cliff. The man who takes ownership has his hands firmly on the steering wheel. He may be driving through a storm, but he is driving. This is a mindset. It is a lens through which you will view the world. From this day forward, you will eradicate the language of blame from your vocabulary. You will perform a brutal audit on your own thoughts. When something goes wrong, you will not allow your mind to ask, whose fault was it? You will force it, with an iron will, to ask a different question. What was my role in this? And what can I do now to fix it? Your boss fired you. The victim complains about his injustice. The man of character asks, what did I do to contribute to this outcome? How can I become so valuable that this never happens again? Your business failed. The victim blames the market. The man of character says, my strategy was flawed. My execution was weak. I will learn and I will build again, stronger. This is the path of the creator, not the created. The path of the master, not the slave. You must understand that taking ownership does not mean the world is fair. It is not. It is a cruel and chaotic place. It means that you have decided that your response to the unfairness of the world is your responsibility. The world may hand you a bad set of cards. A man of character does not cry about the cards. He focuses on playing the hand he was dealt with absolute ruthless excellence. Your life is your ship. You are its captain. The storm may not be your fault, but the shipwreck is always the captain's fault. You are the captain of your soul. Take ownership of the shipwreck. Only then can you begin the work of sailing towards the shore of your own choosing. The fourth law governs your relationship with reality. A man of character must be a man of truth, for character itself is a form of personal truth. It is the alignment of who you are with who you say you are. A lie, any lie, is a declaration of war on this alignment. The hollow man is a creature of lies. He lies to others to gain advantage, to avoid conflict, to inflate his own status. He tells the big lies to cheat in business, and the small desi white lies to make social interactions smoother. He sees truth as an inconvenience, a malleable substance to be shaped for his own benefit. But the real poison is not the lies he tells to others, it is the lies he tells to himself. He lies to himself about his own potential, telling himself he is doing his best when he knows he is not. He lies to himself about his addictions, calling them hobbies or ways to unwind. He lies to himself about his fears, pretending they don't exist. His entire inner world is a carefully constructed fantasy, a house of mirrors designed to protect his fragile ego from the harsh, cleansing light of reality. Every lie, no matter how small, is a crack in the foundation of your character. It is an admission of weakness. It is a statement that you are afraid of reality, that you cannot handle the consequences of the truth. A lie is the action of a coward. It is the weapon of the slave who cannot win his battles through strength and so must resort to deception. A man of character finds this state of being intolerable. His ambition is to become a living embodiment of the truth, to have his actions, his words, and his inner reality all aligned into a single, unbreakable column of integrity. The commandment is this: you will commit yourself to a life of radical honesty, first with yourself. You will become a brutal, unflinching auditor of your own soul. You will force yourself to look at your weaknesses, your fears, and your failures without the comforting filter of excuses. You will call your laziness by its name. You will call your fear by its name. You will call your bullshit, bullshit. This internal honesty is the fire that will cauterize your weaknesses. It will hurt, but it is a clean, healing pain. Second, you will be honest with others. This does not mean you must be cruel. It does not mean you must share every thought that enters your head. That is not honesty. That is a lack of social intelligence. The second half of the commandment is just as important, or say nothing at all. There is immense power and integrity in honorable silence. If you are in a situation where the truth would be needlessly cruel or strategically foolish, you do not resort to a lie. You choose the strength of silence. You refuse to participate in the gossip. You refuse to give the empty compliment. You refuse to make the promise you know you cannot keep. The hollow man is terrified of silence. He babbles. He fills the air with noise, with half-truths and pleasantries, because he is terrified of the weight of a silent, honest presence. A man of character becomes comfortable with this weight. He understands that his words have power, and he will not devalue them by using them to construct a reality he knows to be false. His yes will mean yes. His no will mean no. And his silence will be a fortress that a lie cannot penetrate. To live this way is to become a force of nature. People will begin to feel the weight of your words. They will know that what you say is what is real. They may not always like it. The weak are often terrified of the truth, but they will respect it, because they will recognize in you something that is almost extinct in the modern world. A man whose reality is not for sale. A man who would rather be hated for the truth than loved for a lie. The fifth law is the test of your sovereignty. From the moment you are born, you are trained to be a slave to the opinions of others. You are taught to seek approval, to crave validation, to fear judgment. Your parents, your teachers, your peers, and now the great screaming digital mob of social media. They are all your masters. You perform for them. You dance for their likes. You trim the edges of your personality to fit into their boxes. You silence your own convictions to avoid their disapproval. The crowd is a beast, a great headless, fickle beast, and it demands one thing above all else: conformity. It wants you to be predictable. It wants you to be safe. It wants you to be just like everyone else, only slightly less successful, so they can feel good about themselves. The beast rewards those who conform with the cheap, sugary pellets of social approval. And it punishes those who dare to be different with the sharp, bitter sting of ridicule, ostracism, and hate. The hollow man lives his entire life in terror of this beast. The crowd is his god. Its opinion is his law. He outsources his own conscience, his own sense of right and wrong, to the ever-shifting whims of the majority. He does not ask himself, "Is this right?" He asks, "What will they think?" His soul is a hollow vessel which he allows the crowd to fill with their noise. A man of character hears the roar of the crowd, and he is not moved. He understands that the path to greatness is, by definition, a lonely one. It is the path less traveled. And if you are walking that path, you will, by necessity, be walking away from the herd. The price of a strong character is to be misunderstood. It is to be judged. It is at times to be utterly alone. Utterly. The commandment is this: you will dethrone the crowd as the god of your life. You will build an internal throne, and on that throne you will place your own sovereign judgment. This judgment, this conscience, will be your only king, your only jury, your only God. This requires immense courage. It requires you to cultivate an indifference to both the applause and the boos of the cheap seats. When they praise you, you will not let it inflate your ego, for you know that their praise is as fleeting as their hate. When they attack you, you will not let it crush your spirit, for you know that their condemnation is the confused roar of those who are afraid of the man you are becoming. You must train yourself to listen to only one voice, the voice of your own internal lawgiver, the sovereign self you are building with these commandments. When you face a decision, you will not conduct a poll. You will not check the comment section. You will retreat into the silent fortress of your own mind, and you will ask that one true king, "Does this align with the man I have sworn to become?" This is the forging of an internal locus of control. The hollow man's sense of self-worth is external. It is a reflection in the eyes of others. It is fragile and can be shattered by a single unkind word. The man of character's sense of self-worth is internal. It is forged in the fire of his own kept promises and his own adherence to his own code. It is solid. It is unbreakable. When you live this way, a strange thing happens. The crowd, which at first mocked you, will begin to watch you. They will not understand you, but they will be drawn to your solidity. In a world of reeds bending in the wind, the oak tree becomes a landmark. They will secretly admire the strength they lack. They will be drawn to the man who does not need them. But you must never forget, their admiration is as dangerous as their hate. It is just another attempt to pull you back into their orbit. The man of character does not build his fortress so he can be admired by the villagers. He builds it so he can live as a king, regardless of whether the villagers cheer or storm the gates. The sixth law addresses the vessel you inhabit. The hollow man sees his body as a beast of burden to be either neglected or used as a vehicle for cheap pleasure. He fills it with poison in the form of processed food and drink. He allows it to grow soft and weak through sloth and inaction, or he worships its appearance, obsessing over the superficial shell while the internal structure rots. He does not understand the sacred connection between the physical and the metaphysical. A man of character understands that the body is not a distraction from the higher pursuits of the mind and spirit. It is the very instrument through which the will acts upon the world. It is the avatar of your soul in the physical realm. To have a weak, undisciplined, unhealthy body is to place your powerful, sovereign will inside a broken, unreliable machine. It is like putting the engine of a battleship into a rotting fishing boat. The power is useless without a vessel capable of housing it. A weak body broadcasts a message to the world, and more importantly to yourself, that you are not in control, that the beast of appetite and sloth is the master of your physical form. A mind that cannot control its own body cannot be trusted to control anything else. The physical is the training ground for the spiritual. The commandment is this: you will treat your body not as a playground for your appetites, but as a fortress for your will. You will become the ruthless, disciplined, loving architect of your own physical being. This is not about vanity. This is about power. This is about building an instrument capable of executing the grand designs of your ambition. You will become a student of nourishment. You will stop seeing food as entertainment and start seeing it as fuel. You will ask of every single thing you put into your mouth, does this build the fortress, or does this weaken its walls? You will choose the clean, hard, life-giving fuel of the earth over the cheap, addictive, death-dealing poison of the factory. To eat with discipline is to cast a daily vote for strength and vitality. You will embrace the iron. You will go to the gym or the field or the mountain, and you will wage war on your own physical limits. You will lift the heavy weight. You will run the hard mile. You will push your body into the red zone of discomfort where growth occurs. You're not just building muscle, you're building a metaphor for your entire life. You are teaching yourself on a cellular level that resistance is your friend, that stress is the agent of growth, that you're a creature who gets stronger through adversity. Every disciplined workout is a sermon you preach to yourself without words. It is a ritual that reminds you of your own power. You are not just sculpting your body, you are sculpting your will. The man who can command himself to perform the last painful rep when every fiber of his being screams to quit is the same man who can command himself to make the hard phone call, to finish the difficult project, to keep the sacred promise. You will master your sleep. You will honor the night as the time when the fortress walls are repaired. The hollow man scorns sleep, staying up late chasing cheap distractions, and then wakes up groggy and weak, a soldier going into battle with no ammunition. The man of character knows that sleep is a strategic weapon. He disciplines his nights so he can conquer his days. Your body is your first and last kingdom. It is the one piece of the universe you have been given direct command over. A man who cannot rule this small kingdom has no right to dream of ruling any other. Build your fortress, honor your vessel, for a weak body will always betray a strong mind. The seventh law is the codification of your internal government. The hollow man lives in a state of emotional anarchy. His feelings are his king. His moods are his laws. His actions are the chaotic, unpredictable whims of this emotional tyrant. If he feels motivated, he acts. If he does not, he does nothing. If he feels love, he is kind. If he does not, he is cruel. If he feels confident, he takes risks. If he feels fear, he retreats. He has abdicated the throne of his own will and handed the scepter to the most fickle, unreliable, and childish part of himself. He is a puppet, and his own emotions are the puppet master. He believes this is authentic. In reality, it is the definition of weakness. A man of character understands that feelings are real, but they are not in charge. Feelings are like the weather. They are storms and sunshine that pass through the sky of your consciousness. They are to be observed, acknowledged, and even learned from. But you do not let the weather dictate the course of your ship. The captain sets the course based on the map, not on the clouds. Your commitments, your promises, your word, that is the map. Your feelings are the weather. The man of character builds a will so strong that he can sail his ship through any storm the weather of his soul can conjure. The commandment is this: your word, once given, is the law. Your feelings do not have a vote. Your moods have no authority to grant a veto. You will become the absolute master of your internal state, which means you will detach your actions from your emotions. You gave your word, first and foremost to yourself, that you would complete this task. And now, today, you do not feel like it. You feel tired, bored, uninspired. The hollow man sees this as a valid reason to break his word. He sees it as a stop sign. The man of character sees it as the perfect opportunity to train his will. He hears the whining of his feelings and he smiles. Good, he says to the storm inside him. Now I will show you who is king. And he sits down and he does the work. Not with enthusiasm, not with passion. He does it with a cold, hard, unfeeling commitment. He does it because he said he would. In this single act, he is performing a profound spiritual alchemy. He is transforming the lead of his emotional resistance into the gold of an unbreakable will. He is proving to himself that his soul is not a democracy for his feelings to vote in. It is a kingdom, and he is the king. This is the source of the steady, unshakable presence that men of character possess. They are not tossed about on the waves of their own emotionality. They are the mountain, the weather of their feelings. Anger, fear, joy, sadness blows across their slopes, but the mountain itself does not move. Their core is still. It is anchored in the bedrock of their commitments. Do not misunderstand. This is not a commandment to become an unfeeling robot. It is a commandment to put your feelings in their proper place. They are your advisors, not your king. Listen to their counsel, but the final command must come from the throne of your disciplined will. The man who has mastered this is the man who can be trusted, because you know his actions are based on the solidity of his word, not the shifting mists of his mood. He is the rock in the storm for others, but most importantly, for himself. The eighth law reveals a secret that the hollow man will never understand. The goal of life is not to escape burdens. The goal of life is to find a burden worthy of being carried. The modern world sells you a fantasy, a life of ease, a life without struggle, without responsibility, without heavy weights, a life of perpetual vacation. This is the hollow man's paradise. He spends his days trying to offload his responsibilities, avoid commitment, and find the path of least resistance. He seeks a life without a yoke on his shoulders. And in the end, he gets what he wants. He arrives at the end of his days with a straight, unbent back, a soul that has never been tested, and a heart full of the pathetic, crushing burden of his own meaninglessness. The truth is this: life is suffering, life is struggle. You will have a burden to carry. This is not a choice. The wolf of hardship will come to every man's door. The only choice you have is this: will you be crushed by the pathetic, meaningless burdens of regret, mediocrity, and despair? Or will you choose to pick up a great and worthy burden, a burden that gives your struggle meaning and forges your character into something magnificent. The commandment is this: you will stop running from responsibility. You will stop seeking ease. Instead, you will deliberately choose your burdens. You will look at the world and ask not, "What can I get?" but, "What great weight can I carry?" This is the essence of a meaningful life. Character is revealed and forged by the weight you are willing to place upon your own shoulders on purpose. Will you choose the heavy burden of raising a family with integrity and love, a task that will test you to your breaking point every single day? Or will you choose the light, easy path of casual relationships, only to be crushed in your old age by the unbearable burden of loneliness? Will you choose the heavy burden of building a business, of creating something of value from nothing, a path filled with risk and failure and sleepless nights? Or will you choose the safe, comfortable path of the quiet job, only to be haunted by the ghost of the man you could have been? Will you choose the heavy burden of mastering a craft, the thousands of hours of frustrating, monotonous practice required to achieve excellence? Or will you choose the easy path of the dabbler, the consumer, only to feel the gnawing emptiness of a life spent watching instead of doing? A man of character understands that the weight is the way, the struggle is the point. He looks at the mountain not as an obstacle to be avoided, but as the very thing that will give his journey purpose. The steeper the climb, the stronger the climber becomes. He chooses the heaviest stone he can carry, because he knows that in the act of carrying it, he will become the man capable of carrying it. Do not pray for a lighter load. That is the prayer of the weak. Pray for a stronger back. Then go to the gym of life and start lifting. Find the heaviest, most meaningful burden you can imagine and pick it up. Dedicate your life to carrying it well. In the sweat, in the strain, in the struggle of that great and worthy task, you will find the character you seek. You will find your soul. The ninth law is the law of action. It is the law that separates the men who shape the world from the men who are shaped by it. This will sound harsh to your modern ears, which have been trained to find all forms of aggression distasteful. But we are not here to be tasteful. We are here to find the truth. The world is divided into two fundamental mindsets: the mindset of the prey and the mindset of the predator. The prey mindset is the default setting of the hollow man. It is reactive, it is fearful, it is a mindset of waiting. The prey waits for the predator to appear. It waits for the circumstances to change. It waits for permission to act. It waits for opportunities to fall into its lap. Its life is a series of reactions to the actions of others and the whims of fate. The prey sees the world as a dangerous place, full of threats to be avoided. Its primary goal is safety and the conservation of energy. The predator mindset is the mindset that a man of character must cultivate. This is not about harming others. This is not about cruelty. It is the highest form of personal responsibility. The predator mindset is proactive. It is strategic. It is a mindset of hunting. The predator does not wait for its meal to appear. It identifies its target. It makes a plan, and it executes that plan with ferocious, focused intensity. Its life is a series of deliberate actions designed to shape its environment to its will. The predator sees the world as a challenging place full of opportunities to be seized. Its primary goal is not safety, but growth and conquest. The commandment is this: you will burn the prey mindset out of your soul, and you will install the cold, clean, efficient code of the predator. You will stop being an effect and you will become a cause. You will stop waiting. You will stop waiting for the right job, for the right partner, for the right moment. That is the behavior of prey. Instead, you will identify what you want, and you will begin the hunt. The hunt is the work, the research, the training, the relentless daily process of moving towards your target. You will stop being reactive. You will stop letting your day be dictated by the incoming emails and the demands of others. That is the behavior of prey, constantly reacting to the rustle in the bushes. Instead, you will wake up each morning, and before the world has a chance to act upon you, you will decide, this is what I will hunt today. This is my target. You will seize the initiative. You will act upon your day before it acts upon you. You will learn to see obstacles not as barriers, but as challenges, as part of the hunt. The prey sees a cliff and gives up. The predator sees a cliff and begins to search for a way to climb it. The obstacle is not a stop sign. It is a test of your cunning, your resilience, your will. A strong character is forged in the successful navigation of these tests. This is a profound shift in your entire orientation to reality. You stop being a passive observer of your own life story. You pick up the pen and you become the author. You stop being a passenger on the ship. You seize the wheel and you become the captain. The world does not give its greatest prizes to the timid, the waiting, the reactive. It yields them to the bold, the proactive, the hunters. You must decide which one you will be. Will you live your life cowering in the herd, hoping the wolf takes someone else? Or will you become the wolf yourself, not a wolf that preys on the weak, but a wolf that hunts down the highest and best version of his own destiny? The 10th and final law is the ultimate test. It is the crucible in which the final product of character is perfected. It is the law that governs your relationship with the most important and most terrifying person you will ever know, yourself. The hollow man is terrified of solitude. He cannot stand to be alone. The moment he is left without distraction, a great screaming void opens up inside of him. He is confronted with his own emptiness, his own anxieties, his own lack of a solid core. And so he runs. He runs to the noise. He runs to the crowd. He runs to his phone, to the television, to any form of external stimulus that can drown out the deafening silence of his own hollow soul. His life is a frantic, desperate escape from himself. He does not understand that this silence he fears is the very place where character is built. You cannot hear the voice of your own sovereign self over the roar of the crowd. You cannot forge a spine of steel in the comfortable company of others. You cannot face your own demons when you are constantly distracted by the circus of the world. A man of character is not afraid of solitude. He seeks it out. He cultivates it. He understands that solitude is the throne room of the king. It is the silent, sacred space where he can commune with his own deepest values, where he can audit his own soul, where he can draw the blueprints for his life without the contaminating influence of other people's opinions. The commandment is this: you will learn to be alone and to be powerful in your aloneness. You will master the art of solitude. This means you will deliberately carve out time from your life to be completely and utterly alone. No phone, no music, no books, no distractions, just you, your thoughts, and the silence. At first, this will be hell. The beast within you will panic. It will scream for its dopamine. Your mind will race with 1,000 anxieties. This is the withdrawal. This is the beast fighting against its cage. You must sit through this storm. You must endure it. And if you sit there long enough, day after day, a strange thing will happen. The storm will begin to calm. The frantic noise of the beast will begin to fade. And in the quiet space that is left, you will begin to hear another voice. A quieter, deeper, more solid voice. The voice of your sovereign self, the voice of the king. In solitude, you will get to know yourself. Not the social mask you wear for others, but the real, unvarnished truth of your own being. You will confront your fears. You will wrestle with your demons. You will look your own weakness in the eye. And in this confrontation, you will find a new kind of strength. A strength that is not dependent on anyone or anything outside of you. Solitude is the forge of self-reliance. It is where you learn that you are enough. It is where you build an internal foundation so solid that you no longer need the approval of the crowd to feel whole. You become your own source of validation, your own anchor, your own home. The man who has mastered solitude can walk into any crowd and not lose himself. He can listen to any opinion and not be swayed from his own internal compass. He can love others deeply without needing them to fill the void inside himself. He interacts with the world not from a place of desperate need, but from a place of centered strength. He is the oak tree whose roots run deep into the silent, solitary earth. This is the final test of character. Can you stand to be alone with the man you have built? If the answer is yes, then you have forged something real, something the world cannot take from you. These are the laws, the 10 commandments for building a character of stone and steel. They are not a list to be memorized. They are a life to be lived. They are a war to be fought every single day in the silent battlefield of your own soul. The path is not easy. It is the hardest path there is. It is a path of fire and solitude and relentless self-confrontation. It is not the path to happiness. It is the path to power. It is the path to freedom, the real freedom, the freedom from your own weakness. The blueprints are now in your hands. The laws have been carved. The voice of the hollow man inside you is screaming that this is impossible, that this is too much. The voice of the beast is begging for the comfort of its cage. And the quiet, waiting voice of the king, the sovereign you could be, is asking a single question. Will you begin the work?